Hello and welcome back to Games Embassy with the Ambassadors of Gaming. I'm one of your army of hosts, Ambassador Chris.
I'm Ambassador Kevin.
And I'm Ambassador Jason.
And welcome to our humble corner of the internet, where we have news about stuff. Kevin, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I just beat this game this morning called Indivisible. It was added on to Game Pass, I think about a week or two ago. It was an RPG game. Pretty good.
What's Game Pass?
It's on Xbox. Come on.
I've never heard of that. I'm a Sony pony, bro. Jason, how are you today?
Man.
I'm doing well. I was just reading up on some esports stuff this morning.
What esports stuff?
Mostly mobile. The MPL for Mobile Legends, and then the PUBG Mobile tournament that's about to start up.
Nothing for CSGO?
No, actually, I haven't looked into any CSGO. I'm playing CSGO. I haven't looked into any of the tournament stuff yet.
All right. Well, anyway, so we are going to do our new show, some good stuff. But first, I'm going to throw it over to Jason to give our Patreon plug so that Mike doesn't roll over in his cardboard box with his new wife.
We have a nice little Patreon page where you can get some cool perks and good stuff.
Good stuff. Not goodies. Continue. I'm sorry.
Like early access to shows, getting your comments, questions, concerns read on the show, and exclusive content as well. If you'd like to support the show and get some good stuff, you can do so over there at patreon.com/ambassadors of gaming.
All right. I went into that plug and threw out the word goodies because I hate the word goodies. I think it's a strange word and it makes me uncomfortable. From there, I'm going to go ahead and start us out with some updates, announcements, and other miscellaneous news, starting with everyone's favorite person who jumped into the pool and instantly drowned, Anthem. Casey Hudson, which is the boss of BioWare, put out a blog post regarding the game and its future, focusing on events and such that the developer put out over the past year. Hudson says they're focused on how the team is going to This is why I need to read things more thoroughly. Hang on a sec. Hudson.
Yeah, I noticed there was a lot of grammatical errors in my phone too. I'll just read over it. I can't edit on my phone for some reason. Sorry, Mike, I'm not talking shit.
Okay, no, I'm not talking shit. He writes the scripts, so that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start that one over. All right, Mike, you can cut it here. Casey Hudson put out a blog post regarding the game and its future, focusing on events and such that the developer put out over the past year. Hudson went on to say how the game... Oh my God, I cannot speak. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to do this again. Okay, Mike, you can cut it here for the second time. Casey Hudson, BioWare boss, put out a blog post regarding the game and its future, focusing on events and such that the developer has put out over the past year. Hudson went on to say how the team is going to focus on the gameplay loop and make changes to progression, rewards, and challenges. So basically, they're going to, as we've all been saying, they're going to try and pull a No Man's Sky out of their BioWare magic hat.
Does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's an update, I still own the disc. If it's an update, like where they say, okay, we get it, this game was... It's not even like it was Destiny. People complained about Destiny and said, oh, there's not much to do. In Anthem, there was literally nothing to do. There was nothing to do, and it took forever to load, and you couldn't even change weapons out. It was a bad game. So if they try and sell it as an update or as a DLC, like, okay, the game's fixed now pay us $30. I will refuse to do it. But if it's free, I will wholeheartedly go in and just give it a try just to see what they update. But that's just me. So, all right, Jason.
Yes, Sony ended up paying $229 million for Insomniac. The company disclosed in its most recent filings that they had paid $229 million, mostly in cash, to the owners of Insomniac to acquire it. This is it's pretty big. That's a lot of money.
It's old news. They acquired Insomniac a while ago, but it's just now been released how much they actually paid for Insomniac. Did they buy Insomniac after the release of Spider-Man or before?
After.
After, okay, because they essentially went into wedlock. They're like, dude, this game you made is making people buy PS4s. We are buying you. You are not going to make games for anyone except us.
The thing is, some of most of the games for like PlayStation anyway, except for like some Overdrive, and then that game didn't really do too well. So I thought it was going to stick back to PlayStation anyway.
Sunset Overdrive?
Yeah, like it didn't do like, come on, it wasn't like a game-breaking game like for Xbox, you know.
It's so weird. Everyone who I know who has played it, including reviewers, say how it's this amazing game. But then when you look at how well it sold, it just doesn't show that.
It was good. I played it because I needed something to play on my Xbox One.
But everyone who ever reviews it, that's what they say. They're like, dude, this game was so good. I really hope they come out with a sequel. But then you look and it's just like, I mean, it did okay, both in review and sales. Yeah.
I mean, like they have hit and misses. Like they have Spyro the Dragon, which is great. They have Ratchet and Clank, which is amazing, and then they have Resistance and Sunset Overdrive, which is like, eh. So I mean,
Spyro.
Yeah, I'm looking at their game page right now, and it has Spyro. It has Legacy Games, Spyro the Dragon. Like
I could have sworn that was bought out by Activision.
No, like classic, like back in the day, like 98, 99, 2000. They're the ones that made that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who owns it now?
Activision. Yeah, about the rights. So they made Ratchet and Clank and Spyro, which were like amazing. Then they made Resistance and Sunset Overdrive, which has their flaws. So not everything they make is going to be for what. For what?
I've never played Sunset Overdrive, but I will do as anyone else who does that comments on the internet. I'm going to moan and complain about something that I have no idea about. So, all right, Kevin, go ahead and take us into our next piece.
All right, no problem. The town announced the Switch lounges in U.S. airports. The company announced that beginning on February 13, they'll have pop-up lounges in select airports. The lounges include charging ports and Switch Moves playable like you see in stores. There are some interesting things in the press release to letting players order the Switch or Switch Lite at the lounge, or games or merchandises. If you visit one of the pop-ups, they offer some coupons as well.
So are people going to then just go to the airport to go to the Switch lounge? Like, is that what they're trying to do? Is this supposed to be like something to like a pop-up bar kind of thing?
Yeah, it's
supposed to be like the fact that Switch is portable, and they're probably like trying to advertise that, hey, you go on this flight, here's Switch, you might just just play, oh, you want to buy it here, take it with you.
Oh shit! So you could actually just buy it or rent it. It'd be cool if you could rent it.
No, I don't think. Well, that would be cool, but this is. I mean, have you seen the pictures of it?
No, I haven't.
It's like a little small area in the airport, like straight up pop up. Like it's no walls or anything, no doors. It's like very open, and they have TVs everywhere and switches everywhere, and you can sit there and play, games while waiting for your flight to be ready to board. And then they also going to be offering the chance to purchase while you're there. If the family comes up, they don't want to switch, and they sit, and the kid's like, "Oh, let's play," and they're having fun, and then they want to pick it up, they can, get it right there. Just keep going.
I'm totally imagining a kid just losing it, going like, "All right, it's time to get on the flight. No, I want to take the game with me. No, we got to go on the flight." And this kid just loses it and freaks out. And then they're just like, "Fine, I'll just buy you the damn Switch. Let's go." Also, renting would be awesome because I'd love to get one of those where like the right trigger doesn't depress fully because some kid tried to shove a Cheeto in it or something. Good times, man. Oh man, renting games and game consoles from video stores. That was the life. That was it. So moving on, a new leak seems to just about confirm Battle Royale for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The season update added in a fifth menu item currently labeled Classified. The intro to the season included many of the typical things you see in Battle Royale, and there have been previous leaks, so it looks like it might be happening soon. And, well, you guys know what I'm going to say. These games normally only have a year lifespan, so I'm not understanding why they would be why they'd design an entire new mode for a game that will just be superseded by a new Call of Duty game, which will then be forgotten.
Yeah.
Well, you think about it, Call of Mafia only came out like 4 months ago, so it's not too late. It's still like have like another like 4 months.
4 months ago?
Yeah, it comes out in October. I'm pretty sure it came out in October.
Jason, what do you think?
I think I've said it numerous times. I think they need to just streamline Call of Duty already. Make it a season-like thing, like Apex, like PUBG. Have seasons. Have their 3 different modes. Campaign can be paid DLC. Multiplayer is free. They make their profit off skins. And same with the Battle Royale mode. It's consistent. They make their money off skins as well. That's if I was on that team, that's what I would recommend, because look at Fortnite, look at PUBG Mobile, PUBG, the regular game. The skins for profit is working. It is. They make tons of money. They're getting $60. And I know this game, when it came out this year, they also had a season pass, which was like another $30 or whatever. So they're making maybe like tops, like, let's say $100 off a person per game, if that's even the case. They'd be making so much more if they would just go the route that Fortnite does. Fortnite brings in so much money. I mean, at one point I was spending quite a bit of money on Fortnite myself for skins and fear of missing out because of the way they do their skins with the rotation. But they still seem to want to waste developers' times rehashing the same content, rehashing the same stuff, and tweaking it a little bit here and there. So
that's a very glass half full mentality, Jason. I like that. For me, like I said, I made my piece already. I think that if it released at launch, I think it would have made more sense. But to design an entire new mode, like, that's a huge island. That's a huge game space that needs to be designed.
I mean, do we know the population currently of the last Battle Royale they made? Is it still going? Is there still a lot of people playing? Like, yeah,
it got a lot of heat when they added. Okay, they basically went through a loophole. They said there won't be any pay to win mechanics, like no like buying weapons or anything for blackout mode. They said that at the beginning, and then they released this thing where like you can get guns in multiplayer though, in like multiplayer loot boxes, and they made it so that you can find these things out in the area, in blackout mode, that gives you one of the DLC guns that you own. So they basically middlemanned the pay to win loot boxes into the game. And if you don't think that I'm correct, people can't even pick them up. I don't know if this is still true, but like when you kill an enemy, you can pick up their weapon. If you don't own that weapon, I'm pretty sure you can't pick it up.
Wow.
Yeah. So that gave it a lot of heat. Going with it, and of course everyone took it like it went pay to win, which it kind of did. So I don't think it has a huge population. I'm sure people went back to either Apex or Fortnite.
Yeah.
So, okay. Jason, why don't you take us in to our sort of last update?
Yes. So Project xCloud is now having a limited iOS beta. Microsoft announced a limited beta, which has already hit capacity on February 12th. Seeing as how the rollout for Android was similar, we might see the company roll it out quicker than expected. I haven't had a chance to try out the xCloud on the phones, but I've seen it, and it looks really, really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good actually. It runs pretty like a little tiny bit like I would not play a fighting game. Cause the delay actually matters.
Yeah.
But like I was playing like a platforming game. I was playing like other games, and like only lasted like about a week. I bought like a clip for it from Amazon, so I could put my phone to my controller and all this good stuff. And the clip literally broke within a week. I was pretty salty, so yeah. I haven't played the xCloud ever since.
But if I could, I've seen the written reviews, and I've actually seen recorded gameplay of like if there's stuttering or if there's lag or anything, and it does look way better, or looks like it just runs way better than Google Stadia, astronomically so, way better than Google Stadia. But if there's one thing I would like to tell people who go into these betas, whether it be for Stadia or whether it be for Project xCloud, know what you're getting into, because this is a very young kind of service. This is very new. Game streaming is very new. So if you go in there expecting to get like the perfect console or PC quality that you're used to, it's just not going to happen. It's not. It's literally physics. The information can only travel so quickly. So it does look really good though. xCloud looks way better than Stadia. And I say that because I have had extensive time with Stadia, and next to getting a better edition of Anthem, it's one of my worst purchases of the year. So I'm not trying to be mean. Well, no, actually I am trying to be mean. That was stupid. I was mad at how hard they advertised this service, and it's very clearly not even out of, it plays like it's not even out of beta. Hell, it plays like it's not even out of alpha. So
that's a lot better from Google.
Am I talking about Anthem or Stadia? Who knows? They both do the same. They both play like they're not even out of alpha yet. So now, hey, Jason.
What's up?
Hey, you want to tell us about our game announcements and release dates?
Certainly. We have none coming out on none of 2020, and none coming out on none of 2020.
I think that Mike meant there's just nothing that he really wanted to report on. But isn't, oh my gosh, I can't remember what game is coming out. There's a game coming out really soon that everyone's super pumped up for.
Animal Crossing.
No, not Animal Crossing. It's Half-Life. Half-Life.
Oh, when is that coming out?
Half-Life is. Someone saw a release date. It's either in March or April, I think.
I get to use my Rift for the first time in like 3 years.
Yeah.
Yay!
Let me know how that is, because I would love to hear about an actual a game for VR that's actually like long and a full game. I'd love to hear about it. So
awesome! I definitely will.
Oh no, my phone fell. Okay. Kevin, take us into our first piece of news. Of big boy news.
All right, so Quantum Dream announces that it can now self-publish its games. The company made the announcement via its site on their 23rd anniversary. This will likely not affect the games Quantum previously did with PlayStation, but it is possible that the future games end up on multiple platforms.
So, what are an example of these games? What games have Quantum Dream made?
I'm thinking I think they made a scary game. I forgot. The way you like the butterfly flip. I think I'm getting some developers messed up. Let me see here.
It's going to make us look really bad if none of us know a game that Quantum Dream released.
They're the company that made Detroit Become Human, Heavy Rain, Got Two Souls.
Oh, they made Detroit?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't play Detroit. I'm such a vanilla gamer. I'm the equivalent of like a vanilla white dude who flips burgers and like drives his kids to school in like a 7-year-old BMW.
Yeah, like that's mostly like PlayStation. Like I do have a PlayStation 4. I really don't really play as much, so like I don't know much about Quantum Dreams, but it might be serious. You probably know.
Yeah, but it's always good to self-publish. I mean, I know that publishers sometimes give developers the kick in the pants that they need, though, to push a game out on time. And sometimes you get developers that are bogged down when they self-publish because they want to keep adding one new feature, or they take their sweet time, and next thing you know, a competitor released a game that's way better and got released quicker, kind of thing. But I hope all for the best. I know Detroit did really well. So Jason, anything on
YouTube from here? It's pretty good.
I was talking to Jason.
I have not played any of their games. They looked good. I don't really play a lot of story-driven games anymore. I got into a lot of competitive gaming.
EA says story games are dead.
They're not by any means. There's a crap ton of RPGs I'm waiting to play that I just have in my backlog sitting on my Switch.
If it isn't multiplayer with loot boxes, EA says no, thank you.
Yeah, EA is lame. Multiplayer doesn't need to have loot boxes. We've discussed that before. But
dude, they can find a way.
That now they're self-publishing. That's great. I mean, isn't that like the dream to not rely on another publisher?
Sort of, unless the whole kick in the pants thing that I told you about, where a publisher can sometimes push them to get something out by a certain date. Yeah,
and that's always not usually good because then you get the Anthem of the world games and the latest WWE game. Remember that? The WWE 2K, what was it, 20?
Yeah.
I think it's full of bugs. It's beyond belief, man.
This year has been the release of just games that basically fall flat on their face right on release. I don't know what it is, or not 2019. I mean,
yeah, 2019. It was
the year of just games that released that are just not done. And there's the mentality of just, oh, well, we'll just update it. We'll release it now so that we get the income from the people who will buy it without actually looking into it. And then we'll do updates to bring other people in. Like, you guys are evil. But I'm going to go ahead and move us on to our big story. This has already been around. Hey guys, I didn't proofread this before. I didn't proofread this one, so I'm gonna do it and hope that the text is right. Okay.
Good luck.
All right. Thank you. All right, Mike, you can go ahead and cut it here. Apparently, PS5 parts are expensive. No crap, it's a new console. Multiple reports have emerged this week speaking about. Oh my god! Just give me like 10 seconds, criminy.
Hello?
I'm reading. Hang on.
I'm making sure because someone just called me, and the last time I had to me was on Discord on my phone. I was busy like about the chat, so I was making sure. Cool.
Okay, I'm good. All right, Mike. Now you can go ahead and cut it here. I'll be good. Oh, I almost just broke my desk. That would have sucked. Oh my god, I'm dying. I'm collapsing in on myself like a dying star. Okay, here we go. Apparently, PS5 parts are expensive. Multiple reports have emerged this week of Sony. Oh my god. Cut. Apparently, PS5 parts are expensive. Multiple reports have emerged this week speaking out about how Sony has been waiting on Microsoft to announce the price of the Xbox Series X due to issues with the component pricing. According to Bloomberg.com, the company is currently sitting at about a $450 price point per unit cost of manufacturing. One of Sony's major problems is that it's having a hard time securing DRAM and NAND memory. As this is being used, for a lot of the smartphones and the manufacturers making them for the new phones. I'm just going to read that point again. One of Sony's major problems is it's having a hard time securing DRAM and NAND memory as it's being used in many major smartphone manufacturers on their new devices. Sony is having internal debates on whether to sell the system at a loss and recover the money on games and services, or to appease stockholders, have a profit margin, even if it is small, which is actually what the PS4 did at launch as well. Another reason for the higher cost of the PS5 is due to more expensive cooling systems. Sony chose to keep the system running well due to the chipset. According to sources, Bloomberg spoke with, there's also a new PSVR coming after the PS5 launches, which Due to scarcity, apparently Sony has also had to cancel a mirrorless camera that they had planned to release due to the DRAM supply. All right. Before I say my opinion, I will go to both of you. Jason, please, what do you think?
They're really going to make a new PSVR? Like, come on. That's annoying. And then them relying on games and services, I can see them relying on games to recover money, but as far as their services, they don't really offer much for me.
What's their streaming thing?
PS Now.
PS Now.
Didn't they end that? I thought they ended that, or it's ending soon.
No, there's originally I think recently, probably a year ago, they switched to you could download the game to your to your console, so it being streamed. And I think
okay, never mind.
Service.
I got that confused with their TV services, which is also called something. I don't know the name of it.
PlayStation View. Yeah,
there we go. But you have to pay for PS Now?
I think so.
I think there's an option to have a subscription-based version of it.
Is Microsoft charging to use their stream service?
Game Pass, yeah. But
not Game Pass. I'm talking about their mobile streaming service.
Not now. People think they're going to it'll be included with Game Pass Ultimate though. Because they have two different tiers of Game Pass, and I know Game Pass Ultimate is basically a bundle with Gold and Game Pass. Yeah. And I can assume that they'd make Ultimate even more valuable then to also include what's it called? xCloud in it.
Mm-hmm.
See that. So what about the price? What do you think about the price?
I don't know, man. Like both Microsoft and Sony are talking about how their console is going to compete with PC gaming with ray tracing, this, that, and the other. But I don't see it feasible. Like when you build a computer that can handle that stuff, you're looking at almost $800-900
at minimum.
Yeah, at minimum. That's like bare minimum. And for them to be competing with this, if they sell it at $450-500, they're definitely selling it at a loss. Unless they just have some really, I don't know. I don't see it happening. I don't see them delivering on we saw, at least we saw for both of them, for both game companies, some of the games that are coming out and they look great, but that's based on what they told us. Like we haven't seen, they tell us one thing when it actually comes out, it runs, another way. So until it's released, I'm not too sure about the performance. It's going to look better. Yes. But the ray tracing and all this other stuff they're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm still very skeptical about all that. Okay. But yeah, I mean, as far as the pricing, it's still not set in stone for either console.
Yeah. Kevin, your turn. Tell me, what do you think about this? Ignoring the PSVR part, because I'm pretty sure we all have the same PSVR part.
Yeah, well, so far I think the console probably got to be $500 at least, but I'm thinking it might be $600 of all the things that we add into these consoles. It has to be at least $500-600, and I think it's kind of shady how PlayStation is just waiting for Xbox to name the price, just because maybe it's undercut them or maybe even match their price. It's kind of crazy. I remember PS3, there was something the PS3 had a significant lot of things. Like the PS when it first came out, the console cost $800 to make, and it was at $600. Do you guys remember?
Yeah, I remember. Everyone, the highest edition or an edition was $600 when the PS3 was revealed. I think there was one edition. I don't know what it came with, but it was $600. So that's so much money for a PS3, and the PS3 did not run the best.
Oh no,
especially the online. God forbid. So here's my theory on them waiting for the price. So we discussed this before the show. The original Xbox One had a very bad launch, and it basically threw people to Sony as to how bad their launch was. Sony was getting praises for saying that they didn't include something. The whole always online. No, we're not including that. Hey, buying used games. Yeah. You can do that. Like, they're getting these huge praises. I think now they definitely see Microsoft as a way bigger threat. That Phil Spencer has done a really good job of pushing the Game Pass streaming service, making it super affordable, bundling it with gold. And now seeing how they're not sure how expensive they can make their console. But yeah, I think that with everything that Microsoft has that you can get in really good bundles, I think they're scared that the price they release theirs at will cost more, but get less. So watch them reveal it and say, "Yep, our brand new console." Just for the sake of a fun exercise, we'll say that that Sony revealed or Xbox revealed it was going to be $550. I could see Sony saying, "All right, ours is $500." Like just out of that fear, because of they don't have like streaming. The streaming service is the huge thing I think that pushed it forward. And Sony doesn't really have a huge competitor to Game Pass.
They could. They're not making an attempt.
But it takes time.
Yeah,
they've been working on Game Pass for a long time, and the library is huge, and the first party games never leave.
Yep.
So if you're buying an Xbox to play Halo or something, guess what? You can buy Game Pass, and you will have every single Halo, and it'll never go away because their first party titles never go away.
And that's the thing with the new Xbox. Like, you're going to buy the new Xbox, you buy whatever new games are there, but then you always have your Game Pass still there.
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of new games that release on Game Pass, which for me, because initially when I read about Game Pass, I was like, "Oh, this is cool," but it's, what if I want to play a game at launch? But there's so many games now that support Game Pass right at launch, which is really cool.
Yep.
So that makes it a huge selling point. And say on the off chance you play a game that gets removed from Game Pass eventually, like after a few years, then at that point, you can say to yourself, "Okay, I can justify buying this game on its own."
And you still have your save data.
Yeah, and you still have your save data. I think that Sony is definitely afraid of everything. They've been riding their success a little, maybe too hard against the Xbox One, and now that Xbox is ready to actually come out the gate with something that's going to be a huge competitor, Sony's a little scared. So they're like, "Okay, whatever they make it, we'll just make ours."
Yep.
I would love it. It would be a huge asshole thing to do. Tell me you guys can't see this. Say Xbox on their own website leaks that the price point is probably going to be about $550. Say that they like leaked that, like, on their own website. And so Sony comes out and says, "All right, we're selling ours for $525. Okay. And then when Microsoft actually walks out on stage, they're like, "All right, our console's $450.
Beautiful.
I'm picturing just a Sony exec just punching a hole in a wall, getting so mad.
That is funny.
Yeah, I can see that. So, I mean, we haven't been hearing this stuff from Microsoft. We haven't been hearing about these struggles from Microsoft. Doesn't mean they don't exist. I'm sure they're struggling to keep their prices down too. But yeah, I'm eager to see what Sony will have to try and compete when these new consoles come out.
Hey, did Mike play any notes about the coronavirus and it might be delaying the consoles, Joe?
He did not, but yeah, that news has been getting around. A bunch of manufacturers all across China and even some other places have been shutting down their places of work for fear of the coronavirus. And it's not confirmed or anything, but it may end up delaying the release of these consoles. But I think they need to be revealed first before we even start worrying about whether they're going to be delayed on release.
That's true.
So, all right, guys, anything else to add?
No. That was a nice little week.
I say shout out to Game Pass. Speak of a game called Indivisible. Thanks so much. God bless you.
Yeah, dude. When I graduate college, I'm going to give that speech. I just want to thank Xbox Game Pass for always making it super affordable for me to play the games I want to play when I want to play them.
And not only that, I completely forgot this game came out, and it came out on Game Pass. I was like, oh, shoot. And then this, all you have Game Pass is there, displayed, I just put 50 hours into this game, 100% it completely, like all the streamers and everything.
Exactly. All right. Well, that's going to be it for us, guys. Try and check us out at least once a week. That's how often we try to do this. You might like what you find. I have been Ambassador Chris.
I'm Ambassador Kevin. Jason.
Did you just cut out?
Jason.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that again. All right. Anyway, try to check us out at least once a week. That's how often we try and do this. You might like what you find. I'm Ambassador Chris.
I'm Ambassador Kevin.
And I'm Ambassador Jason.
Hey, Jason spoke this time. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
We're gone.